years, I thought that the universe was a profoundly cold and empty place. I thought there was just nothing. And I thought that we were just here, no different than bacteria on, on a needle, on the pen, the head of a pen. And that if anything, it was all random. It was just us, we were just specks that were, waiting to be smacked down. And I was pretty hardcore about that. I think that part of where I've come to around that has been understanding that, as you mentioned, some of the journeys that lead us to places are those that themselves ultimately become part of the journey and invaluable. Understanding that at any given moment, we only have a short, minute view of the larger arc of history, both of our own lives and of human history, and certainly even beyond that, universal history. I feel like for so long, and I think this was to some extent unconquered or uncontrolled ego on my part, to some extent it was pure immaturity on my part, and to some extent it was intellectual limitation or reactiveness on my part. I didn't understand that. What I saw was what I was experiencing. And if I experienced hardships, as I often did, I experienced them either as just random luck, and that I just had bad luck, and that's just the way it was for me. Or if anything, maybe I viewed that there was a slightly hostile bent to the universe. It wasn't until I had events in my life and gradually became exposed to people that I began to really understand, see, and as I began to accept that and move deeper and deeper into it, that there was a lot more to it than that. But sort of going more to your question, and I hope I'm beginning to address it because it's a complex, interesting question, is that sometimes one of the things I've come to realize is that, when you're watching particularly like prestige television or you're reading a literary work, there may be seeds of something that are put, 10 episodes in season 1, and then 8 episodes into season 8. Suddenly that seed pops out, and that explains why that was there all along. And I think in my case, coming to understand what all of this meant and that there was something deeper beyond this was part of the emergence of that was was the experience itself of not believing that any of it existed, and then having to face the consequences of that, because I do feel like it played out consequentially in my life, and then reassessing, and then beginning to be open to a deeper reassessment of all of these events as they move forward.